What's up, everybody? It's MICXSIC with the Bar Exam, host of the Bar Exam, creator of the Bar Exam, Savage Fan Productions, man. Welcome to our little podcast style interview. We do this once in a blue moon. We need to do this more often because here's where we get to know the artists from the Bar Exam, especially the winners. We get to know them a little more on the personal tip. And right now I'm sitting with the winner of the January 2018 Bar Exam, coming all the way from Durham, North Carolina, by way of New Jersey, Konvo the Mutant. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Konvo the Mutant. It's great to be here, Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great to be here, man.
No doubt, man. Tell us about yourself, man. Tell the people a little bit about yourself and, you know, maybe how you got into the Bar Exam. And then we'll start at the beginning in a minute. But just tell us how we got to the Bar Exam and how you discovered it and everything.
Okay. Well, which one? Because, you know, I came to that first one in Durham.
Right.
I got to that one before just really hearing about it last minute, punching it in, and then going through it. And then this one, saw it come back around from being in the first one. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that one. This time we go into it, man.
Okay, for sure. So with the first one, how did you hear about that? Was it a word of mouth thing, or did you, like, search for something to do? Or?
It was actually a word of mouth thing.
Okay.
And I'm known around my area. Most people know me for freestyling, coming off the top of the dome, or just always rapping. So
yeah,
it was something that, you know, they was like, why aren't you doing this?
Right. And that was kind of ill too for everybody listening, man. I thought it was ill at the end because you made it to the top four. Of course, obviously you won the Bar Exam, but in that top four, we do a final cipher with all the artists, and I was like, all right, y'all, listen, don't play around with this shit. You got written, kick a written. Don't play around on the freestyle if you can't really do that shit. Y'all, for real, take this shit serious. So everybody kicked written. Everybody's like, all right. Konvo was like, I'm a freestyle. I'm gonna go off the top. And you did the damn thing. You did the damn thing.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought you was gonna slip for a little bit. When you picked up that red stripe, I was like, is he about to slip? And I was like, oh, okay, he's doing an acronym.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm like,
thank you. He's the only one because everybody else thought I was just making bars off of red stripe. I was like, no, I'm using the R, the E, the D, S, T, R, and after a while I ran out. But I just said stripe.
that was ill. And then when you shouted out the dude's hat, I think he had like a Marlins hat or something like that.
He had the Hornets hat.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, I wish I could have had a camera on his face, like, once you said something, because he was just like, you just shot out my hat. Like, everybody looked perplexed, you know what I mean? But that shit was dope. But for real, hats off to you, man. Congratulations on winning the Bar Exam. It's always a great honor and a privilege, and I take personal joy in seeing cats that can really rhyme and do this shit for real win the Bar Exam. Right. You know, a lot of people think winning the Bar Exam or doing the Bar Exams means that you gotta have bars, and I say that it's really just a matter of impressing people and just getting your point across. And what I liked about your performance is that you totally owned your whole style. You was confident going into it, and that really showed on stage. How long have you been rhyming, and how long did it take for you to get to that point of like just owning who you are as an MC and as an artist in the booth and on stage?
Man, that's crazy because we was just having this conversation the other day. So I started out listening to Disney tapes. It's gonna sound wild. Listening out to Disney tapes. My mom was just like, she put them on little tape cassettes, like in the 90s. So I'm listening to the movies, and then eventually, I don't know how I got from Disney to that, but I got introduced to Eric B. and Rakim, microphone fiend. I was just talking about spitting earlier. But that's really when I was like, yo, this is great. What is this? Is rap? Oh, snap. Started writing, started out as poetry. Fast forward to like my freshman year of high school. I write my first rap ever in class, in Spanish class.
Was it in Spanish?
No.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, bro, you was doing it.
Wrote my first rap and started going around the school telling people, yeah, bro, hey, man, look, I got this new rap. Everybody was like, yo, you trash. That's exactly what everybody said. Yeah, you trash.
B?
And it didn't devastate me, but I was like, maybe it's not for me. And I stopped. Then I moved to North Carolina, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should pick it up again. I started picking it up here, there. And I go to college, Livingstone College. Somebody else tell me I'm whack. So I'll say that's like what, maybe year 5 of me taking it seriously. So then I go to ECU, and after I go to ECU, I'm just going. I'm writing every single day. And, you know, that's what you got to do. That's how much you got to put into it. I'm writing every single day. And eventually, I started doing my research, listening to more hip-hop.
Yeah.
And then my bars just started going. And then I couldn't always freestyle. That came about because sometimes I couldn't worry about, I couldn't remember my lyrics.
Okay.
And I got tired of looking stupid when I couldn't remember my lyrics.
Yeah.
So then I would freestyle. And it just keep building up from there. I just didn't stop.
Yeah.
Just kept going, keep grinding.
Yeah, no doubt. So those no's really just strengthen who you are as a person and your craft.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing, man. I'm glad that you're here today.
Thank you.
And you persevere through that, because a lot of people don't persevere through it, man. And a lot of people quit. And a lot of people quit when they're right at the finish line. They just don't know it. They just don't see it. You know what I mean?
See, a lot of people, like their story, they want to be Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to be, I'm a Superman. I got a little bit of weakness. No. I want to be Doomsday. I want to be the guy, like, okay, you beat me like this one, you won't do it again like that. Or you told me no this way, you won't tell me another no. And if you do tell me no, I'm gonna make myself so dope and so strong that you're gonna have to say yes, because everybody else gonna win.
No doubt. So I mean, every superhero and every villain has a weakness, man. I'm not gonna say do you have a weakness, but do you ever get to a point where it's very frustrating, like this grind, or maybe you're not at where you want to be, and how do you push through that?
Oof. So, man, I just keep going. Sometimes I walk away from it. Sometimes I take time to myself. I was actually telling my homie the other day, I was like, a lot of times when I do get frustrated, I realize I spent so much time trying to force something that didn't need to be forced.
Yeah.
When I could have just taken a break and spent some time with myself, even spend time with family, spend time with friends, and then come back to it. Now I have a whole new verse. No doubt.
Yeah. So, I mean, what is it that might deter you? Is it the lack of results? Is it a writer's block, or any type of frustration? Like, what does it look like? You know what I mean? Because it probably looks that way to a lot of people.
Yeah. It's writer's block, and my writer's block usually comes from me not wanting to sound like anybody else. I really own who I am, and sometimes, there's always going to be similarities between artists, but I can't stand comparisons, so I'm always like, nah, because somebody gonna say this, sound like that, sometimes I worry about too much what people say, in the short words. I worry about how people are going to receive things, because if I say something like, I said I dropped jewels like Hitler, somebody might be, oh, you anti-Semitic, or you do, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, I'm just saying, like, really drop knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But some people might take that a different way. That's frustrating. How somebody gonna take it, how they gonna perceive it. Because like I told you earlier, I like moving with so many words and making so many double entendres, quadruple entendres. You're not gonna listen to it the first time and get it all the first time. That's what I enjoy. It gets to the point where if something is simple to me, I put something advanced in there for me to feel like I accomplished something.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, as an MC myself too, like, I like to put in words. Like, I don't think I heard anybody say that in a rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like, onomatopoeias or some shit, or like just different shit. Like, what the fuck did you just say? Like, hold on, let me Google that shit real quick. Like, if I use this in words with friends, how many points would I get on this shit?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So, explain your style, man. Are you more of a MC, a lyricist? Do you like to just be more of a showman? Like, what do you like to do? And ultimately, what do you see? I know it's still growing, but what do you see the legacy being as an artist? What would you like it to be?
Above anything, I'm an artist. I'm a lyricist. I always tell a lot of my conglomerates and my friends this, man. I'm more of a creative than I am a rapper, or than I am a lyricist. It's because I'm creative, because I believe that's my purpose to do so, that I'm able to write the way that I do.
Right.
So I don't only want to do rap, but I do consider myself a lyricist, like one of the top. But it's one of those things, like, I want to make animes. I want to write movies. I want to write scripts and playwrights and everything like that. So there's so many things I want to dive into, but this one has to be popped first.
Right. No doubt. That's dope that you thinking like that and thinking about the road ahead. It seems like, honestly, it's a bit of a double-edged sword to me, because of hip hop. Sometimes hip hop feels a little expendable, and sometimes it feels like the people that are actually into hip hop and the people that are doing hip hop is just a byproduct of what they really want to do. It sounds like that's not what you're saying, but the other side of that coin, people are like that. So people are like, I can rap, I did it, but I really want to put out my line of flip flops and shit like that. So you got guys like, Tyler the Creator, and people that are like, there's this whole other culture, and they represent things that are away from just the fundamentals of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I'm just a wavy kid, you know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of friends that stay, and we really just I can rap because I can do it, but I'm really just putting out this skateboard line.
Rap and hip hop, I truly believe that is my purpose.
Right.
I believe that through my faith that God said, Konvo, this is going to be your purpose. You're going to change the world through this. This is going to be the avenue. Or it's going to be through some kind of words, something.
Right.
Because, to be honest, if it's not creating or making stuff like that, I ain't really good at nothing else. Like, I like sports. I played football, high school, and everything.
Right.
I could have went to college, but that's as far as it was gonna go.
Right.
Because I get up early in the morning. But this, I love this. I have a deep-rooted. I'm in love with rap, hip hop, lyricism, making the crowd go, oh! I'm in love with that.
Yeah. Same here, man.
So yeah,
I feel you. So let's talk about a little bit about spirituality. And
okay. Yeah. No doubt.
How did that play to your, your creative process and your music? You as a person, how that shaped your life?
So I grew up Christian, ain't me church. Still do believe in Jesus, but I wouldn't call myself to say conventional. Like, because Jesus died for our sins and everything like that, nobody can disprove that a man did that, regardless of what you believe. I said, if I'll take a bullet for you right now, I'm like, yo, step on that bullet for you. Right. Nobody's gonna disprove that truth for you. Yeah. So then I'm looking at it like he was closest thing to what God was, being his son. So that allows me to be like, okay, well, if we all got closer to what we believe all sources, that makes you God. That makes him God. That makes him God. That makes me God. So it's just God trying to recognize himself through us and vice versa. Yeah. Like, I believe we are the same source that we came from, spread out. Right. But I just believe that his teachings are the most closest reference that I have. Right. Well, that's gonna work for me. Right. So I mean, yeah, man, that plays a part into it, because if I see what I do is with that, it's hard because you have to eliminate self to think like that. So like self to me means us at the table. Doesn't mean me. Right. But there's certain situations in my life where sometimes I gotta only think about me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's I think of humans and people as one thing. Right. But also it's separate. It's
I feel it, because it's like the collective conscious. There's the self and then there's the ego and stuff like that. Like some being self and carrying stuff going on with that. But to your point, and what I believe is I think we are a physical manifestation of God. And God realizes himself in us by the works that we do. So as the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, it's just like the thought, the word, the action. Exactly. The thought, the rhyme, the performance. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Bro, that's perfect. And you physically manifest that, and then by doing that, every time we do that, we get closer to God. Right. And then that collective conscious, the self, the collective self, gets a little tighter, and we start realizing maybe this is our purpose. Like we reminding them of something. Yeah, and we're reminding ourselves. That's why I think, with the internet, we can transition to that. There's so much, there was a time with so much negative, world star shit or whatever. Yeah. But then there's also so much positive stuff that goes viral, man. Yep. And I think it's a maturation of the evolution of the human species, where it's we want to see that. We want to do good. We want to come together in that name. And I think that with Christianity, I'm a bit divided in my own self and spirituality sometimes as far as what I identify with. But what I do see is with Christianity and God's sacrifice of his son, it's that message is sacrifice and forgiveness. And I think that's what he wants everybody to walk with, because he's pretty much saying, I forgive you and you didn't even do anything. You know what I'm saying? I gave you my only begotten son and I already forgive you. You know what I'm saying? And he need a physical sacrifice, because it was too Old Testament to be well, you got to do this and do this. And you might get my favor. It's you know what? Here's your sacrifice. So, he was the lamb and all that. Not to get too deep, but I think every religion that people follow and stuff like that, you see that consistency, that it's about selflessness and forgiveness. To me, I think forgiveness is the hardest thing for somebody to do. Yeah. And it's what God did before anybody else did it. And it was the ultimate sacrifice, man. I think, the world moves like that. I think we'll get closer to God, and that you see that evolution.
We definitely will. Because that comes from just understanding that we are everyone and everyone is we. I just wrote a song. We just recorded a song called Everybody. And I'm actually reading this book called A Conversation with God. I don't know if you ever read it. Sure. Man, look. Sure. So then it was talking about how love and fear are the first things God created. And we operate off of fear, so everybody, to me, it seems like everybody's scared of everybody. But everybody being scared of everybody means you're just afraid of yourself. That's facts. Have you seen the movie? There's a movie? Bro, it's like a C minus ass. It's like a C movie. Something you can't even find in a red box. There was a movie, I got it from a little good DVD spot. And I was I already read the book. This movie, let me cop this. I can't even tell you who's in the movie. But there's a scene, bro, where it's about hitting to writing the book. And there's a scene he loses his job, loses all this shit, and he's sleeping by a dumpster, and he sees somebody throw some trash away, and he goes into the dumpster, and you see him swallow his pride, he go in the bag, he start eating it, he start crying. Bro, I lost it. I saw that shit, I was bro, this is lowest budget movie I've ever seen in my life. But that scene's so powerful, because I saw where it was damn, I was this guy, I'm not, but I'm hungry, I gotta do what I gotta do. And he crying, eating his burger, shit was powerful, but it shows the process where he woke up and then having a conversation with God. His wife was helping him type shit out. Shows the whole process. So it's amazing. It's a trilogy, right? It's a trilogy. I just got the first. Well, yeah, no. I know there's a trilogy. I haven't gotten to the other book. Right. Oh, yeah. Still on Conversations with God. I have them all. Yeah. But I'm still on just Conversations with God. No doubt. Yeah, great book, man. Everybody listening, man. Y'all should check that book out. Conversations with God. It's kind of like The Shack. There's a movie with that as well. There's actually a Filipino version of Conversations with God. Somebody did something similar or had a similar experience. Yeah, man. But that's amazing, man, that it finds its way into your music. I see more
often now artists are kind of doing the right thing or like doing more positivity and speaking on, you know, social issues and you know, it's a different tone with hip hop nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, you know, growing up in the 90s. It was
Exactly.
real,
The golden era.
Yeah. It's weird because it was a golden era for the craft, but sometimes I think about it, like maybe some people that was like bashing us was right. Like we're glorifying, you know what I'm saying, violence and stuff like that. And when I look at it, I don't think we're glorifying it, we're just speaking on what we saw. Now I think they're glorifying
Yeah,
it.
I was gonna say now they're definitely glorifying it because like if you take somebody like one of my favorite artists, after Jay-Z might be my favorite artist, DMX.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what that man's been through, he ain't got nothing but to tell you that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because all he could tell you was about faith, struggle, how it, like if y'all don't know about DMX, the reason why the dog, like he always do go with the dog is because that was all he had at one point. He only had a dog as his best friend.
Yeah.
If you only had a lizard, I'm gonna put a snake sound on there. You know what I'm saying? If you do something like, you know what I mean? Like, but my point with saying that is like in the 90s they was like hood news reporters.
Right.
In the 2000s and 2018s, they just like telling us, hey, it's still the same, and we're the products of that.
Right. I feel you, and I think before, and my anchor point with that is a lot of West Coast music because that's when it was really coming under fire and shit like that. And you know, no doubt people know what they kind of doing. They can kind of manipulate it, where like we're going through shock value and stuff like that. But it was really reported from the streets, like you're saying. I think now, man, you see some of the younger cats. Really, they know what the fuck they're talking about. And they know it's some crazy shit. And they know they're talking about killing and this and that. And everybody's saying the same thing in the same way. I think, at least from the 90s, it matured in a way where, like, you know, from the craft standpoint, we're going to talk about that, but we're going to flip it on its head and talk about a real fly, like CNN might do, or like the Locks would do,
right,
and shit like that, man. Where do you see hip hop going from here? You know what I'm saying? You lived through the 90s, you saw that influence, 2000s, 2018, you have like this new age of dope artists. There's a good balance between hood, trap, boom bap. You know, with all said and done, I mean, with all that said, where do you see it going, man? And where do you want it to go?
Oh man, where I see it going, man, I see it. I definitely see it growing. I definitely see it growing. I don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy. I see trap kind of like dwindling a little bit. Like people are starting to want more lyrics and want more lyricism, or want something that they consider real. But where I want it to go, man, I honestly, reflecting back, I want it to, whatever is being put out, I want it to better us as a people. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is anger, because guess what? We get angry. But it's what we do with these emotions and what these powers that define us. So I just wanted to keep on going to a point where it's helping us to prosper. Like I always imagine like some of the events that happen in our world, like what if there was like who can do something, like listen to a song that really affect them in a positive way and still do some of the negative things that they do. Yeah. But most times when people like nobody, unless you just crazy, nobody is listening to Making My Way Downtown, Walking Fast, and then going to shoot up a school. Right. Nobody, you know, I mean, at least I've never heard of that. There might be somebody out there who does that. But I'm just trying to show a little example that, you know, the music you listen to, like, you are that. You are what you eat. You are what you hear. You are what you see. And you are what you feel.
Facts.
I really believe that. So it's like, if you're ingesting anger all the time, only thing you can put out is anger.
Facts.
You ingesting love, you can put out love. If you ingesting a balance, you'll be able to put out multiple things.
Yeah, facts. I mean, I seen somewhere online where I think it was Saul Williams said that, like, you are not only what you eat, but what you listen to and what you watch. Like your diet and your choices are not just your food and what you ingest, but what you put in your body. Exactly. And I saw an article where a guy was like, you should delete your Facebook. Like delete that shit and start over, or just delete it, because what you see on Facebook with the tactics that people use as far as the algorithms is that you have these social media guys, I forget the guy's name. I'm not even gonna say his name because I don't want to add to it. That's part of the guy's article. It's like his guy will go to China and just totally disrespect the Chinese people or disrespect people because he knows that goes viral. So what you see is these fucking caricatures of a personality amplified, like a Trump or something like that, amplified for the sake of social media. And you see these headlines on Facebook that are baiting people in with crazy over-the-top statements, and people are getting this emotional attachment that's like clickbait. So those algorithms work to tug at your emotions, but it's making you pay attention to fake news. That's how fake news came about. And that's how those personalities come about. That's how they're getting numbers and stuff like that, these big numbers. So that to say, the dude was like, delete your Facebook. don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Don't see that. And I believe that, to your point, cats need to monitor what they do. So,
Yep.
you know, I encourage everybody to unfollow. Sometimes you gotta like, you gotta purge your Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I purged my Twitter, like now I'm at like 600 following. I used to follow like 3,000. I one by one went through that. You know what I'm saying? And it does a lot for you. You know what I mean? So y'all, encourage y'all to do that, man. Go through your Twitter at least. Twitter's a great asset because you can get news, you can stay up to date.
Yep.
Go through the Twitter, delete everything you don't want to see, delete all that negativity, right? All positivity, things that are encouraging, things that you want to share, things that are inspiring. Now, 10 million people do that. We're getting closer to that world that you want to see come about. And I think it's going to get there.
Yeah,
You know what
I think it can. I think it can. As long as we are all included and work together, it definitely can. I mean, granted, there's always going to be, as long as we outnumber the ones who don't want that, we'll be straight.
Facts. Yeah, man. So let's get back to the music. Let's talk about your next project. Who's on it? Who's you know, producing on it? I gotta ask you to kick something. Man. You feel me?
Yeah. So my next project coming out, man, is Titty. I might actually drop a little pre-EP to it called A Cups.
Okay.
Yeah. But Titty, man, it's an acronym for things I think to tell you.
Okay.
And it's coming off of the concept that I don't want to reveal the cover yet, but it's coming off the concept that people always call life a bitch, right? Mm-hmm. But life's only a bitch because you don't let her feed you. So if you actually took the time to drink what mother was giving you, you probably wouldn't be having the problems in your life that you have. I can't judge nobody, so all I'm doing is speaking on my life and the things that I've been through, things that I've seen. That's all I can do. So, you know, that's pretty much the premise of Titty. It also is building off the fact that no matter how old we get, when it comes to time, life, God, and everything like that, children, we infants, always looking to be fed, always searching, always looking for the next thing. And as long as we continue to do that, we will always grow, because life has aspects of it, whether it be something that is detrimental to your life or is a bad situation. Those are nutrients, and you need those to grow. Yeah. Like even like I got my homie, he a vegetarian. He don't like eating stuff with GMOs in it. Yeah, those are steroids and everything like that. It's bad, but I'm sure somebody there were either two sides. Somebody thought, okay, this could help, but then there was also somebody who was like, I'm trying to make some cheap food. So, but the point is, all of this is meant to help you understand that you need to let life feed you. You can't take L's if you learn a lesson from it. Yeah. You can't lose. Facts.
Some of y'all been sipping from the wrong titty. So y'all better get this right titty in your mouth. Feel me? Not every titty is the same. You know what I'm saying? Man. Not every titty's the same. I've been slurping from that saggy titty. World star titties, and you know what I mean? Gonna get you a supple proper titty in your life. That Konvo with the Mutant titty. Konvo the Mutant. This Konvo with a K. Having this Konvo here. So yeah, who's on the project, man? Who the producers?
Oh man, so I got C West. Actually out here in Atlanta producing it. It's a guy named Tone Jones. Oh yeah, actually, I actually wanted to meet him. I got it from one of his online websites. He got some of his beats.
Oh yeah. Tone Jones is sick.
Yeah, man, that little boy cold. Got Tracy Lamont featuring on one of the songs, Everybody. All right. I got one of my homies, Prevo. He's gonna be on there. I got this song called Pray. And really, that's actually a bar song. It's just bars. It's not even talking about nothing. It's just me spitting. It's not finishing.
I like those.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Talk that shit.
It's crazy.
Is that like number 5 on the top?
Yeah, it's like in the middle. It's like in the middle. Because the first track is I tell people it's what you know about it, and it's talking about, you know, I know you know about money, about drugs, about hoes, and I know that a man who knows something knows he don't know. So what you know about it? And it's like, it gets really like hype and everything like that. But then as it goes on, it's to tell you everything that I'm saying I know. But then right at the end, it's like, truthfully though, I don't know shit.
Yeah. It's like religious.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know this, I know that, I don't know this, I know that. But I really, I can tell you all that, but I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. I didn't know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
So give us something from the project, man. Maybe the realest shit on the project, or what you're willing to part with right now on the podcast, man.
Willing to part with it? Okay.
Just to tell you to that.
All right, so I never do this. Can I read from my phone?
Oh yeah, bro.
Alright.
Yeah, you should. You could. We might be reading from our phones right now.
Right, we had a whole script written, baby.
Yeah.
Had a whole script. Shoot, man. I give you something from Pray, man.
Yeah. Matter of fact, you got my phone connected up there. Shit, we could record this joint right here.
Shoot. Remember when I told y'all I was young and I could never remember my shit?
So we getting these bars right real quick.
These bars.
We're gonna edit this out. Yeah, we just shout that piece out. Get straight into it.
Facts.
Okay.
Still be like, you got it?
Hold on. Wait for it to turn on.
I'm gonna give him the second. I'm gonna give you the second verse. So be like, ooh. Just go.
Hold this one. This ain't like yours.
That's a fact.
Alright, go ahead.
To be like hero or villain, even off roof I'm dealing, killing all you niggas. The churches ain't safe. You can vault, but that don't mean you saved. Even by the bank, you can't wade in my waters like a cavalier. The cavalry is risen, I'm the one to fear. I'm raising the bar like it's my own seed. You better read the case file down to the cuticle. You squares to box in, I think outside the cubicle. Outside your dimensions, not to mention I'm building momentum, retaining the attention. You see my intentions, lost your principles, so you do for suspensions. So from now on, everybody's on my plate. You might lose morale. This ain't answer no diss, you just a dish at my buffet. Golden Corral. I'm still gonna pray for you, but I'm still gonna pray on you. Konvo unleashed, still never stray on you. It's war, I'm a young vet, you new to this, been a pet, I might put that spade on you. 2 and 1 possible. This was never optional, this was mandatory. It gets hella glory. Views from the pews, who the hue that matches the color of suffering. I've already reloaded while you niggas still buffering.
So, give me that triple on time. What does it spade?
Oh, does it no spade?
Yeah.
Oh man, I said I'm still gonna pray on you. I'm still gonna pray for you. But I'm still gonna pray on you. Konvo unleashed, still never stray on you. It's war, I'm a young vet. You new to this, been a pet. I might put that spray on you. That's it. 2 and 1 possible. This was never optional.
They're like the sickest of them, man.
Yeah.
That's a sick tuplet.
Yeah.
Tumble roll, backflip. Stick the land down. You feel me? With the transition.
Yeah.
Say it on you.
So that was like, that's pray.
No doubt.
And it's like a really, like, choir. Follow my knees. That's right, yeah, man.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
Cool, man. What's up? Shoot, man. We looking forward to seeing you at the bar, guys, in February 23rd.
Making sure y'all there, man.
Yeah, man. 5 years in the game, you're gonna be there. You're gonna have a squad out there. Hopefully, we can get some cash from Raleigh to pull up. Pull up. You know what I mean? Speaking of which, shout out Queen Kiera and Miriam.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
They really do big things for the city, man.
So we're gonna be out there too, man. We're gonna try to build some bridges, man, and make some noble stuff happening, man. So shout out North Carolina. Shout out Jersey, Virginia, hometown, and of course, man. Before we get out of here, man, tell other people how we can find you on your social media and where we can find out the project.
Oh man, well, the project is actually going to drop in May, but you can always find me on any social media at official Konvo, at official. OFFICIALKOONVO on all social media outlets, baby.
No doubt, my man. We appreciate you on boy.
No doubt.
Great talking to you. Everybody was a CIE as I soon. Follow Konvo, follow me, MICXSIC, MICXSIC, the Bar Girls and man, of course. The Bar Girls and Network on YouTube and SavageFamily.com, SavageFamily Productions on social media. We got it. Peace.
Yeah.